Hello and welcome to the property management edition of Bondi Snapshot. Today we're going to be joined by Daisy Stuckey, who heads up our property management division here at Phillips Panzer Donnelly. Thank you, Daisy, so much for joining us today.
Pleasure.
Really excited to hear all about our property management department. Obviously, Phillips Panzer Donnelly have only been going for about 2.5 years. So talk me through where we started and where we've got to now.
Okay, so when we first started, we were a rent roll with nothing. We've grown our business from 0 properties, and we'll have about just under 400 properties very shortly. So a bit over 2 years now into the business, and all organically grown.
Congratulations to the team. And tell me a little bit about your background.
So I've grown up in Bondi, lived on Military Road my whole life, always down the beach. Went to school locally around here and got into real estate when I was about 19. So I've been doing it for 6 or 7 years now.
We've seen an interesting market over the last couple of years. How's that affected the rental side of things?
Look, they say that the rental market has a bit of an inverse relationship, I guess, to the sales market. Typically when the sales market takes off, the rental market slows down a little bit, but we haven't really seen that lately. We've seen a lot of people who are taking advantage of the sales market and the great results that we're getting, selling up, and they're needing somewhere to rent. So we're relocating a lot of people that way. The rental market, I mean, around the eastern suburbs, Bondi, the beaches, it's always incredibly strong, and I don't see it going anywhere else really.
Let's talk about a few tips for renters and how to go into that application process.
Yeah, so we do see a lot of competition. I know that people dread looking for rental homes because they do think it's this really fierce market, which it can be at times. The biggest tip I can give is be prepared. If you like a property, have your application filled out, have all the documents that the agent is asking for. It makes it 10 times easier when we're going to a landlord.
What are the important things that you need to have?
References are really important, even from previous rental agents. A ledger is excellent. Something in writing. 100 points of ID is really important. Something to show that where you're working, a pay slip. Every agency has different requirements. We're very stringent on what we ask for and what we need to process an application, and that's purely because we want excellent tenants who look after our excellent properties.
What happens if you've got a pet?
Usually it depends what the strata bylaws are in a building. If you're looking at an apartment, sometimes they're allowed, sometimes they have to be approved, sometimes they're strictly prohibited. Again, my biggest tip for if you have a pet, be prepared, create a pet CV. I know it sounds...
What is a pet CV?
Somewhat ridiculous. Look, just some information about your dog. Again, these owners want to know that their properties are going to be looked after. They want to know if they are accepting a pet into the property, what type of pet it is, how old, how often it gets walked, even if it sheds.
Should they get references from like their neighbours?
They can,
and
yeah.
vets?
Anything positive helps.
What do tenants look for in a property?
Storage is a big one, so built-in wardrobes, really important. Most tenants, even if a property is amazing and it doesn't have wardrobes, tenants will discount that and cross it off their list. Open plan living is really popular. If you have a nice open plan kitchen and living space, people really like that.
Parking's always a key one, isn't it? But you can't create parking out of thin air.
Parking always comes at a premium, especially around Bondi.
Tell us a bit about how Phillips Panzer Donnelly prepares a property to go on the market.
We make sure that everything is sparkling clean, everything is up to legislative requirements, I guess, in regards to smoke alarms. The way that a property is presented in person and online, of course it affects the type of tenant that you're going to attract. If a property is well presented, then you'll attract a well presented type of tenant as well.
So it's interesting, we're coming into obviously that sort of spring, summer season. Tell us a little bit about rental and the seasonal movements of rents.
Yeah, especially around this area, around Bondi, the beachside suburbs, we do find that it is very seasonal. We do get our highest rents in summer. Always a really popular suburb. Bondi will never go out of style as far as I'm concerned in the rental market.
So Daisy, what's the best way for tenants or landlords to keep up to date with what's going on in property management?
Look, the best thing to do is send through an email. We have a really great database. We send out new listing alerts for every single one of our properties. So we do that all year round. Every time we list a new property, that will come out to you. So that's a really good way to stay in touch with what's happening. And if landlords have any questions or need any advice, send me an email or give me a call anytime.
Daisy, thank you so much for joining us. It's an absolute pleasure and looking forward to the growth of our property management.
Yes, thanks for having me.
If you have any questions for the property management team, don't hesitate to contact them at Phillips Panzer Donnelly. Look forward to seeing you next time.